We will be alienated from the universe until we have a story, an adequate story of the universe that tells the story of the human as well as the story of everything else, because it's part of one single process that's been going through a sequence of transformative episodes.
This idea of an emergent universe is very, very new. There is no culture, no tradition, no sage, no prophet that could know that the way our generation is blessed to know it.
When we begin to realize this tremendous sense of time that's orienting us and space that's grounding us, we are energized in a new way to take responsibility for the planet and its ecosystems. In other words, our response to the magnificence of cosmology and this story is a responsibility to its continuity.
The universe story shows how profoundly related we are. It shows that we are involved with each other and have been for a long time. So it is not the case that the earth was assembled and then we were added to the earth and it was there for our purposes. Rather, we came out of the earth.
For millions of years, every morning on Earth has dawned upon a world of greater biological diversity than the day before. In her endless journey around the sun, our sweet and generous Earth has brought forth an ever-increasing expression of complexity and sophistication, of beauty and wonder. But now, after eons of more and more, suddenly there is less and less. In a geological instant, the vitality of our Earth has plummeted. Every one of our vital life systems is showing signs of a serious and precipitous decline. So serious that most biologists now agree that we are in the midst of what they call a mass extinction event. The last time that happened was 65 million years ago, when an asteroid ended the reign of the dinosaur. But now, the cause is an asteroid. For it is the impact of human activity, specifically technological, industrial, civilized human activity, that is literally destroying our planetary life support system. Are we being alarmists? You bet. Because this news is alarming, and alarms are designed to warn us of danger and to wake us up. It's time to ask some serious questions, like what spell have we fallen under that would allow us to destroy the very system upon which we rely for our own survival? And how do we break that spell? If we are going to find our way to a workable future, it might be wise to first go back to the distant past. All the way back to what science currently views as the beginning of everything. Imagine nothing. Not space, not darkness, not even a vast emptiness, but nothing. Now, imagine everything. In a stupendous explosion of light, heat, and energy radiating out in every direction, the universe erupted into existence 13.7 billion years ago.
We can see that everything that ever was, is, or will be was compressed into a space smaller than a seed, tinier than a tear, more minuscule than a molecule. All space, all time, and the potential for everything that would ever exist started as a single point. So in a very real sense, science has discovered what indigenous people have known all along. We are all one. We are all connected. We all come from the very same source.
This massive fireball continued expanding, eventually cooling enough for the very first atoms to form.
If the expansion had just been a little bit slower, the universe would have collapsed into an enormous black hole. Or if the expansion had just been a little bit faster, the universe would have expanded just too fast for the galaxies to form, and so we'd have simply dust. If you altered the expansion just 1/1,000,000th of 1%, the entire universe would collapse. So what it suggests is that there's a profound wisdom at work in the universe.
Then, in a cosmological wink of an eye, 100 billion galaxies swirled into being.
We didn't know there were any galaxies in the universe 100 years ago. We thought that maybe there was just one. Now we realize there's 100 billion galaxies. So we're just beginning to understand some of the dynamics of galaxies. And to think that they actually have intrinsically the intelligence or the ordering power to bring forth all of this elegance. And so the galaxies themselves, they organize all the material and give birth to new stars. And when scientists really began to look at the galaxies this way, they realized they're even something like a living cell. That's news. That's another way of imagining our way into the universe.
And now these whirlpools of galactic creativity begin to fulfill their cosmic destiny as they each give birth to 100 billion stars. When these first stars reach the end of their life cycle, they collapse in on themselves and erupt into immense cosmic explosions called supernovas.
Thomas Berry refers to the supernova event as a cosmological moment of grace. He calls it a great sacrificial moment because the death of the star is what enables all future life to evolve. The supernova embodies the archetype of death and rebirth. It's a mythic moment on a cosmic scale.
Out of these clouds of stardust, billions of second-generation stars are born. One of them was the star we call our sun. Left over from the formation of the sun was a wisp of debris that swirled itself into a necklace of 9 spinning planets, the jewel of which was the swirling mass of molten lava that was to become our home, the Earth. Out here, on a tiny planet suspended in perfect equipoise, the force that set the galaxy spinning and ignited the stars produced its next miracle. A universe within the universe. It was the birth of life. Now this miraculous manifesting force began to clothe itself in biology, expressing itself in increasingly complex and sophisticated expressions of beauty and elegance.
Earth, as we see her now, 5 billion years after that initial experience, has arrived at such a complexity, such a development, such a journey of that original fireball that she is now alive in her own right. In other words, the universe in Earth has reached a complexity in which universe awakens into life and is alive.
Think about it. Everything we see around us has developed from the boiling cauldron of the early Earth, a sphere of lava that miraculously gave rise to the sea and the atmosphere, and then life in its infinite expressions. As Brian Swim says, the Earth was once molten rock and now sings operas. So all creativity and all consciousness arises in some mysterious way from the depths of the Earth itself.
Right into the heart of this immense celebration of biological creativity, the universe produced its next surprise. An upright tool-using primate with an opposable thumb and the remarkable ability to reflect on its own existence. In essence, after nearly 14 billion years, the universe had created a way to become aware of itself.
We are the universe reflecting on itself. We are Earth become conscious. And this changes everything.
Human beings lived in harmony with nature for eons, until they discovered how to cultivate crops and domesticate animals. While most humans continued on in their nomadic ways, some chose to settle in one place. And in a mere 10,000 years, they created everything we now consider to be human history.
Why out of stardust has this come to be? Why birdsong? Why green? Why the lushness of palm and the stability of cypress and the grandeur of the mountains? And why the oceans with their billions of teeming life forms? We are part of a journey so much more than we ever could even imagine.
As we move into this understanding, we have a new identity of ourselves as cosmological beings. We're not just Americans, we're not just French, we're not just Democrats, we're not any small category. We are the universe in the form of a human, and it's true of everyone. It's an amazing new understanding of ourselves that is so profoundly inclusive. And everyone is part of this. Everything is part of this. And we discover as well a profound kinship, that no matter what being we're talking about on the planet, we are related. We're related in terms of energy. We're related in terms of genetics. We're all, in one way or another, like a form of kin. And that, it's overwhelming. So it's just now coming into human awareness. It's going to take a lot of reflection to embody this fully, but it is a massive change in human consciousness.
The universe arose and gave rise to the galaxies. The galaxies gave rise to the stars. Our sun gave rise to the earth, and the earth gave rise to life and to all that we are. And now it is causing us to awaken from our dream of lonely isolation, so we may rejoin the great community of life and take on our part in this stupendous unfolding story. As Thomas Berry says, this is our great work.